Iran is a nation defined by its faith. Out of its 90 million residents, 99.4% practice Islam. Down on the southern coast lies Bandar Abbas, a bustling port city perched right on the edge of the Persian Gulf. If you look closely at the shoreline, there is a 134-year-old building with a massive, distinctively rounded dome that seems to blend into the local skyline. But inside, there are no minarets or Islamic calligraphy. This building is a historical Hindu temple dedicated to Lord Vishnu. In a region deeply rooted in strict monotheism and modern geopolitical friction, a polytheistic sanctuary somehow took root here and has remained standing for more than a century. To understand how this happened, we have to look back to 1892. At the time, Bandar Abbas was expanding into a highly lucrative hub for global maritime trade. That economic growth attracted an influx of Indian merchants, arriving primarily from the coastal regions of Gujarat, Kutch, and Sindh. These traders relied on traditional wooden seafaring vessels to cross the Arabian Sea and the Gulf of Oman to reach the Persian coast. What began as seasonal business trips eventually became permanent residency. These merchants established their own localized community enclave, speaking their native languages and continuing their daily religious practices far from home. No king or government decree ordered the construction of a temple. It was crowdfunded and built by a displaced merchant class who needed a physical anchor for their cultural identity in a foreign land. They built the structure under the local ruler Muhammad Hassan Khan Saddle-Malek, during a period where dominant Persian architecture favored highly ornate, colonnaded courtyards. This structural breakdown shows the compromise. They abandoned the towering peaked spire of traditional Hindu temples. Instead, they capped a standard square prayer hall with a massive Islamic-style dome. Structurally, they used local Persian Gulf materials, coral stone, clay, and lime mortar. The exterior was a concession, but the interior remained true to their faith. During modern renovations, a colorful painting of Lord Krishna was discovered on the walls, proving the space was actively used for Hindu rituals. By wrapping a Hindu sanctuary inside a Persian architectural language, the merchants created an effective camouflage. It allowed their temple to be respected and ultimately preserved by the local majority. For decades, the building was the center of Indian life in the city. The stone halls echoed with daily aartis and celebrations like Diwali. Then, by the mid-20th century, global trade patterns shifted. These economic changes led many in the Indian merchant community to pack up their businesses and migrate back home. By 2020, only about 20,000 Hindus remained in the entire country of 90 million. Without its original community to fill the halls, the Bandar Abbas temple went quiet. Yet, rather than demolishing or repurposing the empty structure, the Iranian government chose to protect the site as a recognized cultural and historical monument. The Lord Vishnu Temple of Bandar Abbas serves as a physical record of a period when maritime trade turned distinct cultures into neighbors. It stands today as evidence that by adapting to their local environment, a migrant community can leave behind a landmark that the host nation eventually chooses to preserve as part of its own history.